In this session, we're going to talk all about brows, and because this subject is so vast and due to the variation in brow shape by person, I'm going to show you how to find your brow shape and what product to use. Brows are one of the darkest focal points of the face along with the pupils, therefore draw quite a bit of attention to that section. They are there to frame the face and can even alter face shape. The correct brow shape is unique by person and can give you an eye lift, higher cheekbones and even slim the face. You may have great brows and no need for product at all, but you may just be filling in the shape that you have naturally. If your shape isn't quite there, I'm going to show you how to get the correct shape and how to get some definition with your brows. First of all, I'm going to show you where your brow should start, arch and end. The brow should naturally start from the dimple of your nose, straight on up like so. So I'm just going to mark that section just there. It should then arch from here, the edge of the nose, straight through your pupil. Now I can see that it arches here because you'll also notice that your hairs grow the highest in that area. So I'm just going to mark the arch and then it should end from there to the corner of the eye, straight on up, which is here. Now the brow should start here so that this is a proportionate section of the face. If it starts too far apart in this section, then it will widen this section of the face. It should arch here because this will help draw these lines parallel up to the arch, giving you more space around the eye and almost an eye lift. And this section should end here because it points towards here. Your cheekbone points to here, creating that V shape again and lifting the cheekbone. The best place to start when applying your brow product, once you've marked your start, arch and end, is just at the front. Start with a couple of hair strokes and then a short straight line underneath. What you're trying to achieve is a straight line from here up into your arch and the same on top, but you want to use your product at the bottom so that it doesn't look really heavy and overly defined, especially if you're not used to wearing any brow product at all. So I'm going to take that line underneath, very straight, up into the arch. The arch should also be parallel here as it is on top. So I'm going to go back and repeat that, so that we've got a nice straight line underneath. You're then going to take where the brow is sparser and pop a little bit of product through it, and then at the same where the arch should be. So you're almost doing an upside down, very wide triangle on the top. You don't want the arch to look too pointy, so you can soften this later, but you will almost do a little triangle. You can see where I've stenciled that shape there. And again, because it's a little bit sparser here, we're going to just do some hair strokes through the brow. I'm not pressing on too firmly, just very gently. You can then just take the line straight down to the end point. Best practice here at this point also is to comb through the product that you've already just used to soften the brow shape, like so. And again, you'll need to look face on and check that your brow looks nice and even on top, throughout and on the bottom. So as you can now see, from defining the brow with the brow pencil, we've enhanced the cheekbone, slimmed the face and given us more space around the eye area. But you can also see the comparison to the other brow. If you're a beginner, then my suggestion is use a pencil. It allows you to place the most amount of precision and allows you still to look quite natural with your brows without them being too intense, especially if you don't use anything on them. If, however, you have a wax and a powder brow kit in your makeup bag, then by all means you can use that, but what you will need is the correct brush. So the wax and the powder, when mixed together, allow the brows to look more defined. The wax tends to hold the brow hairs and the powder tends to be the colour for the sparser areas. You will need a brush that's angled, like so, and very narrow and flat. And you'll need to place that into the product and stipple it where you need to draw the lines. These are great, but can be a little bit more difficult to use. The key to it is having the narrowest brush possible so you can precisely place it and create the lines that you need to create. If you're already using a brow pencil or a brow product of any description and you want something really defined, then I suggest you move on to more of a gel for the definition. This is only for somebody who really understands their brow shape thoroughly and how to execute that precisely. This type of product is more suitable for a fuller makeup wearer due to the fact that the more fuller the brows are going to look, the more intense they're going to look, it's going to look nicer with a fuller makeup look. The kind of brow product that I mentioned, like a gel, will usually come in a pot, and again, you're going to need a brush to apply it with. Again, if you use the flat of the brush when you're entering it into the product, wipe off the excess and then apply.